Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, what I'm saying? Welcome to the Mic Drop Podcast. It's your boy Alex Wordu. We're back here, Mic Drop Podcast, with another interview here with my boy James. Is it James Quispe?
It's Quispe, so kind of like keys and pit. So yeah, Quispe.
Okay. I
Yeah.
like that. I like that. Okay. Talk about where you're from. Talk about what got you into videography, like as far as like working on music videos and stuff like that.
Yeah, man. I'm from Miami, Florida, born and raised. My background is Peruvian because my family, but I've been in Florida pretty much all my life. I've only been to Peru like once when I was 7, and I didn't really get the full experience. But honestly, bro, regarding like film, I don't know if you had Comcast growing up, but like if you want on demand, you can see like music videos and stuff like that. I was really into that. I also grew
Okay.
up like watching like a lot of like MTV and Mundo, specifically Mundos, because that was like so it's like Spanish MTV. So I grew up like watching like a lot of music videos, and that was always like it's more of a hobby. Because funny enough, I was gonna be a doctor growing up. So like I went everything I did schooling wise, like I did like summer programs specifically just to be a doctor. And but I always liked film, like I always liked YouTube skits and stuff like that. But regarding music, I was always like I always liked music, and then music videos I just always thought was cool, So I would go on demand, I'll watch like behind the scenes. I always found like behind the scenes of anything super freaking cool to do. But yeah, man. But pretty much my junior year of high school, I I was taking like AP Bio, and I pretty much almost failed it. And I was like, you know what, man, maybe medicine isn't really my thing. So like
Mhm.
literally after that, I was like, damn, what do I do? So I just thought about it. I was like, I did a summer program at FIU where they took us to like a bunch of like universities, and Full Sail University was one of them. It's just like this art school in Orlando, and they have like music, they have computer design, I mean gaming design, and they have like film. And I thought it was really cool when I checked it out. And I had like a college summit in my school, and they're like, "Hey man, do the Full Sail." And I'm like, "Oh, I've been to the campus before." Yeah, it's really cool. They have like a whole backyard, like backlot set. So they have like Brooklyn, they have like a New Orleans one. It's pretty cool. But I was like, you know what? Let me just look into this. A lot of the scholarships I already had applied to the school, so I just said, I'm just gonna do this, and I'm really thankful I did it because it was really cool. I really enjoy like the whole process of film. But funny enough, I went to film school. I didn't even touch camera. I did like everything but like actual camera stuff. So I
Mm.
did like set design, lighting. I did like producing, but I never touched camera. I was also because it was very competitive. But
Yeah.
for me, it was like, man, I feel like part of me just felt like I could pick it up quickly because I was always filming skateboarding and just doing like skits on my friends. So I felt like maybe I could figure it out. But after that, I graduated and then I got my first camera, and then from there I just started getting on set with people, specifically through lighting. And then they're like, "Yo, man, you shoot," and I'm like, "I can." And from there, I just started networking, and that's how I came up like as a DP,
Okay.
and that's how I was able to get on like a lot of like. I'm thankful that that opened a lot of doors for me.
Mm. What was your first camera that you bought?
I got the Canon T6i. I got like this like video maker pack. It came with like a Rode mic, stuff like
Mm.
that, and it came like the kit lens. And I got that. I was like, all right, cool, because like my friend, I had a friend named Justin, and he was like, yo, man, the Canon series, you're pretty good starter cameras, and he had like a T3i. So when I got the 6, I was like, oh yeah, you lit, and I'm like, all right, cool. Now that I know a little bit better, I'm like, it's an okay camera. To me, I still tell people like, don't worry about your gear, but the T6i, I thought it was like the best camera in the world when I first got it, but now that I know better, I'm like, it's a starter camera.
Yeah, you got to start from somewhere. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, 100%, man. And like I was able to learn settings through that and figure out like what's the big deal with like bit rate. Because to this day, I'm not like super like tech savvy with
Mhm.
like computer stuff. So like I had to learn about bit rate, why is log, like certain profiles of cameras like are they important. So yeah.
Okay. Okay. Who are some of like your personal inspirations that kind of got you into like videography in general?
To be honest, I never really had any because I never really paid attention. I just saw cool stuff and I was like, that's cool, that's neat. So
Mm.
I never really looked at like behind the scenes until like the past 2 years, maybe 3 years. Because like I know like I liked a lot of like Wiz Khalifa and Mac Miller videos, but to
Yeah.
this day I have no idea who shot them. And like I said, if I saw something cool, I just liked it. Like even like
Yeah.
anime, like I love anime, so I will watch like a lot of the transitions that I like doing. I get from anime. So that's why even now, like everyone's looking at Creed because Michael B. Jordan. He's like, yeah, I did a lot of references of Dragon Ball Z and stuff. I think it's really cool because since he's like more known, it's becoming more common, especially nowadays because kids, you can just go anywhere, you go to Walmart and get anime and stuff. When I was like growing up, you had to like go to like cons and stuff to get like any kind of anime merch or order online. But honestly, I don't really know. Like growing up, I didn't really have any aspirations. I just saw something cool. Like I didn't even know like Adam Sandler was like the Zohan. I never really paid attention to like a lot of stuff. like that. That's how oblivious I was. I just if it was cool, I was like, all right, that's cool. But now I could say I would say definitely it's like Colin Tilley.
Okay.
Who else is there?
That's a legend.
I like. Oh yeah, 100%. Like I started realizing I like his style, and then also E. Rivera. I know he does a lot of work with 50 and stuff.
Yeah.
But I would say both of their styles have been like a really big influence for me. But regarding like business wise, obviously has to be like Cole Bennett. I love Cole Bennett, dude. Like really cool, humble guy.
Absolutely.
He's very to himself. And then that's just like people I haven't met. And then people I met, like mentors wise, I'll say like a big one like Gerard Victor. He does like a lot of work for Rob 49. He works a lot. He works with like a lot of artists. He worked with Wiz Khalifa. He came out, I think, shooting Fabulous. And yeah, super cool dude, super humble. I would say that was like my first like introduction to like meeting someone who was like at a level I wanted to be with, but they carried themselves as I wanted to carry myself. Yeah.
That's dope. I think your hood's kind of like messing up with your audio. I think.
Is it? I'm just kicking it off. My bad.
yeah, you're good. I can still kind of hear you, but
it's also kind of windy here, so I'm like shaded, but it's a little windy.
You're straight, bro. You're straight. So are you in Cali right now? Where you at? Right
oh no, I'm in Miami, man. Right now it just happens to be breezy for once. But no, I actually haven't been to California yet. Haven't been to New York. I've been to Buffalo, New York. I've been into Buffalo. I've been to Texas, St. Lucia, Atlanta. I think that's it. Yeah, that's it.
Has that been mostly like work related, or is it just like?
Yeah, it was all work related. Like everything work related. I think for leisure, I've only been to Vegas. That's it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because I'm an artist too, and I love going to House of Hits because my boy Victor used to work there. So yeah, I love Miami. I was trying to go there for spring break, but I don't know. I heard it got shut down.
Yeah, man, I ain't gonna lie. Like literally, some bars so you know how normally it's 21 plus. Some bars like now you have to be 23 plus. Like, they made like a bunch of like temporary laws and stuff, and like even like recently, like I have not paid attention. Honestly, I hate going south. I think south is very touristy. If you want to go to a beach from Miami local, just go to. I like Pompano Beach. Just go north. Anywhere north is better. It's gonna be easier for parking. It's nicer because there's less people, so it's just a better vibe too, honestly, in my opinion. Plus they tax less, so it's cool.
Yeah, I was in Central Florida because I had a travel job. I was in Kissimmee area, but I was mostly going to like Tampa and stuff like that. I don't know if there's anything over there. But
I mean, I've been to Tampa a couple times. Honestly, like I like the architecture there a lot, especially in St. Pete. The architecture there, and the beach there is nice too. Except when you get red tide, but aside from that, I really like it there. The school I went to was in Central Florida too. It was around Winter Park more, but I would go to like the boardwalk and I would hang out around like downtown Winter Park with my friends.
Yeah, the boardwalk is dope, bro.
Oh yeah, no. Plus the fact that it's like open like after hours type stuff. It's really cool, especially for like photos. If you wanted, whenever we got like a new lens or something new, we would just go to the boardwalk and test it out because it was like perfect lighting, perfect environment. No one's there.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Okay. Shit. So I'm gonna just name a few of your, credited works. You know what I'm saying? I did some snooping around on your IG. You know what I'm saying? I saw some of the works that you were doing. So I'm gonna name some of the credited works that you have, and I'm gonna just ask you to just give me like a quick summary of like how they came to be, how you were able to be put in the situation to work with the artists. What was like your most favorite people to work with and stuff like that. So
what was that? Sure.
So Cochise Perm.
Oh, Cochise, yes. So actually the way I got into like Cochise videos, because I did Perm, I also did it was the one with the drifting. I always forget the name. But it was the one before that as well. His director Shiv. We actually went to school together. Funny enough. But we weren't like super. I'm not gonna lie, we weren't like super close. But we had like mutuals, and then we just kind of like kept in touch online. And like before like Cochise started blowing up, Like we would like DM each other pretty consistently. He'll be like, "Yo, man, like I have questions and stuff." And then from there, everything blew up. I was like, "Yo, man, you're blowing up." And then as time went by, he actually hit me up to for Tell him, because originally they wanted to be down here in Miami apparently, but then Cole Bennett took it. But it's like it's Cole Bennett, bro. We can't do it.
Yeah. Kind of understand
But
that.
yeah, man. But as time went by, thankfully, he was like, "Yo, man, we got this Rocket League placement going up. There's a song with it." So we went out. I took the road trip and we shot it, and it came out really cool. I would say Coaches was like really. I'm really glad because like I want to say I meet a lot of characters, but there's been times where like I want to meet like certain artists that I feel like I know them from online. They're like way different. Most of the time, it's been pretty positive. But I would say Coaches he's as is. He's really cool, chill dude, really funny guy. I would say it's a little bit warming up. That's just meet people. But I would say like around the second time, once Perm came around, he was already warmed up to like me and the guys and my crew, and everything worked out, man. But yeah, man, I would say shit, man. Big shout out to shit, bro. Like he just tapped in. We always kept in touch. I would say that was like probably just straight networking.
Okay.
Everything worked out.
That's dope. Boston Richie, Lil Durk, keep dissing.
Oh, that one, that was actually super random. Like literally, like so that was with my mentor, Gerard, and pretty much what happened was, we have like this crane, this 12-foot crane that we use that I just pretty much it's just a jib, but I like rigged like a Ronin to the end of it. And I control it with PS4 controller. And they're like, "Yo, man, we need a crane,"
Really?
but like, yeah, they're literally because like it's just a Ronin S, but you could connect to it through your phone, and
Yeah.
then you connect to your phone with the PS4 controller, and then you just connect it, you just control it like that. So I just rigged it to the jib, and then that's how we use it. We just have like this long HDMI going down. But yeah, his boy Jolo hit on my boy Greatest. He's like, "Yo, man, we need a crane," and he's like, "Oh, no, that's James's thing." So he connected me. He's like, "Yo, man, tomorrow we have a shoot. We got Lil Durk in town." I'm like, "Lil Durk, okay." I'm there. When they called me, I'm like a few beers in, so I'm here like, "Oh man, no."
So you said who? What?
I was a few beers in, and I'm like, "Yo," I'm like, "All right." So I'm like, "All right, I gotta go call my old boss who has the crane. I gotta go pick that up. I gotta go call my homeboy because it's a 2-man job. I gotta see he's available, and like I'm like, oh man. So I'm like, what's the rate? And I was like, no, whatever. We pulled up, and I think like it was pretty early. We showed up, and we're there talking, and then I met Gerard, and I met the producer that he works with, Molly, and literally fucking. We're just there talking. I'm like half asleep with my boy Max, and then he's like, "Yeah, so we got the trailer, yada." So when Dirk and Future pulls up, and then my boy Max is like, "Did he say Future's pulling up?" I'm like, I don't know. I think he did. And then later on, Hot Boy showed up. Literally, all Florida came. We had Hot Boy, we had Bobby Fishtail come out, and then literally, I kid you not, we had we had Richie. He was there already set. We're getting ready to shoot, and then once Dirt came out, literally, we had all these people. They just came out of nowhere. They started like, I kid you not, like all of Sunrise was packed. Those cars parked. Everyone came out because they just want to see a glimpse of Dirt. And once Dirt came out, everyone started freaking out. Then they wanted to start getting into the video. But once Future came out, everyone started freaking out. It was like it was like watching like growing up. I would see people like, oh yeah, when the Beatles show up. For me, it was like, yo, it's just Future. So Future came out, sunglasses, hoodie on, super quiet to himself, super chill. And yeah, that's how that video came out. And then we just shot it. It was really hectic. Like I have some of the behind the scenes on.
Basically.
Yeah, super random, very hectic, and but it was crazy because like for me, I'm here like that. That was like the most craziest shoot I ever had because it was just all these people were in the middle of like this apartment complex in Sunrise, and just like there's like some security, but it wasn't like it was like if they wanted to mob out, like it was done, but thankfully everything was under control. But that was like the craziest thing. But like my mentor is there like, oh no, man, you should have saw how it was for Vulture Island. I'm here like what? And I looked up the Vulture Island video. I'm like, oh nah, that looks way crazier. So that's how that worked out. But yeah, it was just super last minute, super random, and I'm really thankful for that shoot because after that, I got a lot of networking opportunities and I got to get on a lot more sets.
Okay, what about Kodak Black, Purple Stamp?
Oh, Purple Stamp. I think that's like my fourth project with Kodak. That was just because of my boy Wavy. That's like my big bro, man. So Wavy, he was like, I believe he was, if not, is Kodak's first like shooter coming up. So like he did like a lot of like the Project Baby stuff and stuff like that. So pretty much the label reached out to him. Was like, yo, we want you to shoot Purple Snap. He's like, all right, cool. Since I already work with Wavy so much, that was like super easy to get on. He's like, yo, man, He wanted me to DP that one, but the label was like, nah, we need we need like an RE, we need like a seasoned like DP. So they're like, you know, your boy could go gaff, but we need that actual DP. So, but the DP for that one was the Euro. He also went the full cell as well. Super cool dude. Pretty much like his style along my gaffing style was kind of similar, so everything came out the way it should have. But now that day was hectic too. That was a 17-hour shoot. You know,
Damn, does it usually take that long?
Sometimes yes and no. So the reason why that took so long is because if you look in the video, there's like some clouds behind them. They're like it looks like it's raining in the close-ups. So that was like a giant LED screen. But we had some issues. We had some technical issues. Got to get some generators, so that took a while. Also, we started early because we had like so the room he's in with all the purple stamps. They had to build that from scratch. So like our art director and the art team, they showed up early and they're just there cutting the stamps one by one. And then we have like this other group of people. They're building these walls, and then they're moving it in. Then they had to glue it, and it just took time. You know, it was a lot of time. But Kodak, he showed up. He did his thing. Super chill dude. Never really have a problem with Kodak when he's on set.
How hard is it to become like an actual director, like a well-known director, and like for like music videos, or like compared to like, you know, just being like DP or some other type of job? Like,
so funny enough, so that's actually the perfect question to ask me, because right now that's kind of like what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to step out the DP into like just the directing normally. Yeah. But honestly, at this point, I have no idea. It's just a lot of factors. It's a mixture of clout, work, and just knowing who you know.
Like a lot of politics and stuff.
Yeah, exactly what it is. Because there's a lot of clout directors that I work with that like, you know, they have the vision, but they don't know how to do it, which isn't a problem. You know, that's the whole point of director. You hire a team to get it done. But like the reason I say there's clout directors is because, you know, like they do it, but then they act like they did it all. So it's kind of like, you know, it was one of those like don't meet your heroes type of thing.
Yeah.
So I've had a couple instances like that, you know. But overall, it's just like I said, it's just if it blows, it blows, man. You know, you could, even if you have an artist, you know, you just if they blow up, they blow up, but there's no guarantee, because then the labels they kind of come in and then they decide if they want to put your director on or not. So it's all just a big mixture, man. It's just I have no idea at this point. At this point, just try to keep a clean face, and in my eyes, is just I just try to keep a clean face and just do my job, and I just try to stay out people's way and be as sociable as I can, you know.
Yep, facts. What about Interstate Shawty with my boy Blue Nightmare?
Oh, Blue. That one's so greatest. I would say greatest is actually like that's like literally like at this point that's like my blood brother, my blood brother, bro. Like
oh, you know greatest too?
Yeah, like literally. So
okay, I interviewed him a couple months ago.
Boom. So what happened is that so the way I got into that is because I met Greatest first, and then I met Greatest because when I first came out of college, I was like working at a smoke shop, and he's like, "Yo, I need a PA," and I tapped in, and it was like, "Yo, can you set up a light?" He's like, "Yo, you set up light pretty fast," and then that was like I said, like, "Yo, can you shoot?" And then I started shooting. That's how I became his DP from pretty much almost all his projects. And but yeah, so Blue, like the Greatest, he knows Blue. Blue's like, "Yo, Blue has a track," and I was like, "All right, let's make it work." So we just shot it. Everything worked out. It worked out really good. We had help from our boy Stilo. Super cool dude. He was actually on set with us when we did No Cap. What was the video? Shot in Alabama. Somebody. We had a No Cap shoot, and he was there. He was the DP for that shoot. But he was actually the Stilo is actually the one who actually got me my first like actual DP job. That was with Rich the Kid, and he was just that was like another one. He's like, "Yo, man, what you doing tomorrow? It's a Black Magic shoot." The next day, he's like, "Nah, you gotta go pick up his red, like 2 hours away. The shoot's in an hour." I'm like, "Bro," and literally everything worked out. But yeah, but Blue Nightmare, he's super talented dude, you know. Yeah. Like I said, the project came up. I love the concept. I'm very into like aesthetics, you know. Like I like story-based videos, but I really enjoy aesthetic videos just because I like just having just a mixture of things, and when it all comes together and creates like I said that aesthetic, I think that works way better than just like a storyline, especially for artists. Because sometimes some artists they don't feel comfortable acting or just certain things. We get a model and like they look good on camera, but then they can't act. So like there's just a lot of variables. It just makes it easier for everyone, you know, just having more organic. We're just putting it into place and we're shooting it for aesthetic.
Okay. Yeah, I think your earphones kind of went out a little bit. I don't know.
Oh no. How about now?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Okay.
Okay, cool.
What about Coco Bliss?
That one's actually to my boy. Mm-hmm. So that one was through my boy Cruz, King Cruz. We tapped in through my boy Wavy, And Cruz is like, yo, man, I have a shoot. It was with this TikTok girl. I'm like, all right, whatever. I had no idea who it was. Pulled up. She's cool. Actually, when we shot a strip club, she had just turned 21. So we shot that at Ace of Diamonds. It was pretty cool.
Okay.
We had like the whole place to ourselves. Everything worked out. The actor from that day was like mad funny. He was like this older like bald white man, and he was like he kept doing like this Russian accent just cause. And I was like, yo, there's not really any acting. He was like, all right, but I want to have a character. So he just kept doing his Russian accent with a cigar the whole time, and I'm like, all right, man. But overall, it was cool though. And then with Bad Bitch Flow, I think that was. I might be getting the videos confused. I stuck with names, man. At this point, just only projects. But the one we did recently, that was like a house party, and Coco, she like put an ad out, and my boy's like, yo, man, apparently like over 1 million people saw her story. I'm like, all right, cool. So how much is like to get in? He's like, nah, just open crib, just pull up. That's it. And I'm like, no, we're not gonna do that because I'm like, I doubt 1 million people are gonna come. But even if we get like a couple hundred. How big is the place? He showed me the place. It looked pretty big when we got there. It was decently sized, but it had no parking at all. Like not even street parking. I'm like, yeah, this is not gonna work out. But thankfully, you know, the crowd size, it was pretty okay, so everything worked out. But now Coco's cool. You know, she's really bubbly, and that's why I say I like about having her on set. But she's super easy to work with. She's on time. Once she gets to know you, she trusts you. She always has her input, as most artists do, but never nothing crazy. She's always been really cool to work with, especially like the models we get with her. You know, she always gets along with the girls and just any talent we get. So everything works out, man. Like she's a cool person to work with.
That's cool. That's cool. All right, and then the last one is Bobby Fish Scale. Make it snow. You know what I'm saying?
So that one actually didn't do much. I was just sliding on that one, but that one was through my boy Benny. He was the director, and he hit me. I was like, "Yo, bro." We always like contact each other, but it's like we never really get to like shoot with each other. It's like, yo, man, I need lighting. The shoot's tonight, and I'm like,
yeah.
Every time it's always last minute, man. Every time it's last minute. So
when
I'm like,
expected, you know,
bro, and I'm like, all right, it wasn't that far from my crib, so I'm like, all right, so it worked out. He got this snow machine. It was super cool. Like I didn't even know like they had that. Everything worked out. You know, we had this ice cream truck. It was a real ice cream truck, and I felt bad because like by the end of the shoot, the guy like all his ice cream had melted because he kept the car off, and I'm like, oh no, but they compensated him accordingly. But either way, it was like, oh man, I felt bad for the ice cream dude. But overall, it was a pretty cool set though. Like we had like a couple girls, we had a dunk pull out. We were just shooting in front of his house. It was just once I saw the lights, we were just chilling. You know, I helped spot Benny a little bit and Chris, but it wasn't really much going on. That was really just one of those pull up, chill. I talked to a few people, you know, got the network. That's usually why I do lighting a lot, just because you know it's just a way, and I just get on set and network, and that's kind of where I make my own opportunities, you know. So that's kind of how that worked out.
Okay. Good, you know what I'm saying? You've done a lot of projects, a lot of people, you know what I'm saying? That's pretty dope. What's some advice that you'd give like an up and coming like videographer or DP to try to like be able to get like bigger placements with bigger artists, or be able to work with bigger artists potentially? Like what would be your advice?
Honestly, I would just say just be social, you know, try to have good chemistry with people. Just because like everything I have, like I've been fortunate to be on, has literally just been just because people like me. Like someone's like, yo man, I really like your vibe, like come pull out on set. And there's even been times where I'm like, they hit me up and I try to be honest, you know, like if they're like, yo man, this is the set, and I'm like, I ain't gonna lie, bro, I don't think I have enough gear for that. You know, I'd rather give someone a solution than me try to pull up and try to like potentially mess something up, you know. So I said just try to be transparent with people, you know. Don't let them walk all over you either, but just try to, you know, be yourself, you know. Like, because I feel like a lot of people they're very much yes men. So that's usually where like shooters, they end up getting used by artists saying like, yo, like if someone tells you, yo, I'm trying to build, don't do that. Don't do that unless you generally like their music. Unless you generally like their music and you met this person and you like their vibe, and go for it. But if not, if you just have someone randomly hit you like, yo man, I'm trying to shoot, I'm just trying to build a team right now, just dub it, bro. Don't worry about it. But overall, like I said, just try to talk to people, man. Don't don't let egos trying to get in the way. Because like I said, I would say there's a lot of egos. Whether it's someone being egoistic or just someone having an egoistic mindset, because they could be a good person, but if someone, for example, if someone's so dedicated with only directing, like if I was only wanting to direct, I would still be at a smoke shop right now. I wouldn't have as much opportunities. My resume wouldn't be as big as it would be now. Just because, like I said, I was always open to doing lighting. I even PA'd recently just because I was like, you know what, it was for a commercial shoot. I haven't been on like that many commercial shoots or like big budget and big companies. So I just pull up and I do that. And I'm very big at like visually learning. I pick up things really fast. So I just did that just to go network and just pick up and see how things are. And most of the time it's actually, I might not learn anything. Sometimes what I learn is that I already know this. And that's kind of also like good to know. I was like, all right, cool. It lets you like, it's like a reassurance, like, all right, cool, I know what I'm doing. Yeah. But I would say like, just try to always be open-minded, like don't always be so focused on just directing. Just try to always be a team player, Definitely, once you find someone you work with and that chemistry is there, bro, just build, man, because at the end of the day, it's like with me and Greatest, like even now, like when I first met Greatest, I thought he was like super cool editor. He still is, but now I'm thankful where I have enough, I have enough pull to where my budgets are. I could just hire him to edit my videos now when it's like bigger files and stuff. So, everything comes full circle, so right. Always, you never know who you can hit up, even if like you pull up to do lighting, even if lighting isn't your thing, you're working with these lighting guys. So now you know who to hit up for lighting. If you're doing such and such, you know who to hit up for BTS, all that, just, it's always good to network. Cause then when the time comes for you, you're not just there not knowing what to do, not to hit up. And also you're getting reps in, bro. It's better to mess up when it's not your name on it.
Yeah.
So it's, you're just getting reps in. Yeah. So definitely, I would say a lot of like, I definitely tested like a lot of like ideas and stuff on other people's set. So now when I direct, I know exactly what to do. I have pretty much a mindset of how long things should take. So that's usually, I would say, I'm really thankful for it. So I tell everyone's like, yo, man, just go work, go network. Don't make yourself broke either. But just know that there's jobs outside of directing. Just go. Right. And just holding a camera, man. Just go help set up a light. Go. I don't want to say go be a PA so much, because people look at it as like, oh, I'm just getting wallers and stuff. Like, no, man. Sometimes, bro, like if you're a PA, I was a PA on eBay and I got paid like almost a band for just, all I did was just get a printer. I just sat there the whole time.
Really?
So, yeah, man. So I just tell people, like, look, just network all the time. Just talk to people.
Okay. That's part of the reason why I do this podcast, so I could just network with as many people as I can. I usually interview like producers, music video directors, A&Rs, like just underground artists that aren't really as established. Like I just try to network as much as possible. That's why I'm doing the pod too. So I could definitely see where you're coming from that level.
Yeah, man. Definitely. No, like so, like that's really good, bro. Especially because you say you make music, right?
Yeah, I make music. Yeah.
So like, like even so.
Yeah, I'm signed to.
It works out.
Yeah.
Oh, really? What was it?
Bentley Records. It's an independent label out of New York.
Nah, that's cool though, man. At the end of the day, it's like you can say that I'm signed. Not a lot of people can say that.
Yeah. I mean, I just like that label specifically because I get to keep like the majority of my stuff. Like it's like an 80-20 split. So
that's good though, man. Especially like nowadays. Like I know, like I don't want to name drop labels because I work with them.
Yeah.
But my bad. There's like certain labels that like they're super. I know, man. They make you sell your soul away, man. So
literally. I'm all about ownership. You know what I'm saying? Even if this podcast like blows up to whatever, like I always want to make sure I retain ownership. That's why I can appreciate other podcasts like the Joe Budden podcast and other podcasts and stuff like that, because he always preaches ownership and I've always been that type of person. So just kind of trying to get rid of like the middleman in a sense, because it's not really needed in 2023.
Yeah, no, 100%, man. Like even like nowadays, like I have sometimes when I'm on set and they're like, yo, you think we need a producer? I'm like, I don't think so. It's not that big of a project. I don't think we need them. Like if I'm like out of town, I need a producer because I need a middleman because I don't know anything what's going on.
Yeah.
But like if it's certain stuff, I'm like, no, you don't need it, bro. Like especially like nowadays, everything with the internet, everything's so like consumer to product and stuff like that. So it's all really easy.
Yeah.
To work out.
Who are like your top 5 music video directors like of all time?
Of all time, definitely Director X, Hype Williams. Funny enough, I like Edgar Wright. I want to say he's a music video director, but he directs movies. But I'll say I like Edgar Wright just because a lot of his movies, they're all like musically edited. So that I would say that definitely has helped.
What are like some of his like most notable music videos that he's done?
Like say he doesn't really do music videos. He does like films.
Oh,
like he's done like Kick Ass. He did at the I believe it was Kingsman. He did Baby Driver. So like everything's like very music based editing. So I based my editing off that. So yeah. Who else?
I put Hype Williams at one, honestly.
Yeah. I mean, right now I'm just naming off the tip of my head. I can't really like say one. I just know who inspired me, and then I always forget his name. He's a Spanish director. I feel bad. It's Lugo Guzman, I think it is. I could be wrong, but it's his Latin director. I just started really getting into him recently, and then I realized he directed like a lot of the music videos I saw growing up. So,
okay. So where do you see yourself like a year from now, like just on a personal level, like?
Personally, I mean, as a person, I'd rather be. Oh, my bad. I'm sorry, like someone's looking at just throat infection.
I feel like I'm getting a fucking throat infection too. I don't know what's going on. Like the last couple of days, like
it's just
I'm in Texas and the weather is bipolar over here. So
I just came from Texas like 2 weeks ago.
Oh really? Yeah.
Oh man, I flew into Houston. Oh sorry, I flew into Dallas, drove to Houston, went back to Dallas, flew out because already stuff.
Yeah.
But sorry, what was the question again? I'm sorry.
Like where do you see yourself, like just not just career wise, but like personally, like on a personal level?
Personally, I definitely want to. Right now, what I'm working on is just finding a balance. Not necessarily like balance between work and like personal life. It's just balance like within myself, because I feel like in the past year I've been doing everything very like business oriented. So I've been like losing my creative side, and because of that, I've been like looking at my job as just a job. I feel like I've just been going through the motions, and then everything in my life just becoming routine. And then everything can't be just about money. You feel me? So I'm trying to find that balance where like I have time just to be myself. That's why I tell people like, yo, just be yourself. Because at the end of the day, it's like if you're always trying to like please people, you're gonna eventually start losing yourself, and then eventually you're just gonna start going through the motions, like I said. And recently, I actually had I took a break back in December, like towards the end of the year, because I had just finished shooting the coaches video. I did a wedding, and then I also did the Jackie's and Future video. And I think I directed another video, and that was all within 6 days.
Damn.
So yeah, and I was traveling. I was going like 3 hours of sleep each night. And then the last video I directed, I don't remember how. I blacked out the whole time. I don't remember. I just remember shooting it. My homeboy's like, "You did a good job." I'm like, "Did I? I don't remember."
Damn. Man, was that tired, huh? Crazy.
Yeah, man. Literally, like I didn't look at the footage for like a week and a half. I was afraid because I'm like, I really felt like I was just going through emotions. I blacked out. I was tired. Actually, I'd just gotten like bad news personally as well. So I was like, did I do a good job? And thankfully, that project worked out. The client loved it, and I was like, all right, cool. And that was when I knew I was like, I need to take a break, and so that's why. And I made a post publicly, and I was like, man, because I feel like there's a lot of people that do that, like, because I used to have a day job and I used to like miss work to go shoot, and sometimes the client would cancel, and that was when I started doing deposits afterwards. I'm like, all right, cool, I missed out work, I need deposits. So over time, I just started like I know how it is to struggle, coming up, and what it is just as a creative, you have to do a lot of sacrifice. You have to go out on a limb a lot, especially like even now is like I do like a lot since I started working with a lot of labels. They do net 30s, and sometimes it's not 30 days. You have to wait like I think the longest I've waited is like 4 months for a payment.
Oh, what are net 30s?
Net 30s. So it's not mostly with contract work. So it's like if there's net 15s, net 30s, you get 15 or 30 days to pay you after the job's done. So yeah, so it takes a while for people to pay you, but sometimes it's not 30 days, it's like 90 days. So
I did an interview recently with Jay Oliver. He was talking about like producers having to wait like a certain amount of time before they get paid. So I don't know why. I don't know if that's like a thing like in the music.
It's not even music video. Construction workers do a lot. It's just anything that's like contract based. You know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That must be why. Okay. Yeah, I was like, why do you have to wait like so long to get this royalty check or
I don't
this
know, man.
check?
I mean,
I'm still trying to learn everything.
even so, like, but that's like if you're going to like, you're just going through the grind. If you're like Cole Bennett or you're well known, they'll just think your check immediately.
Yeah.
You know, yeah, like I've
That's
experienced that. Like there's someone I work with every now and then is Diesel Films, super cool guy, super easy to talk to. I would say he's more of a mentor to my boy Keith. I met him on the featuring CG video. Super cool dude, and every time he shoots, right there, labels they work with him super easily. Never have to wait.
So it just depends on how much like pull you have with labels or how well known your catalog is. Like
pretty much, if labels, if they love you, they're gonna work with you. They're gonna tell you what it is. You know, if they give you like, hey, we have a $50,000 budget, you give them an idea, and they're like, I love it. How much is it? 2,000, 200,000. All right, cool. They just raise it. It is what it is. Just depends. Like if you have that pool, they'll do it.
I could just imagine what Cole Bennett's budget.
Yeah, no, I look at his stuff, and I'm like, yo, a producer I work with, his name's Lito. He actually did. Cole Bennett came down here not so long ago to shoot this video of Ski Mask and Trippie Redd and DJ Scheme. And I know Diplo. He had a cameo in it, and he put him on stage. He's like, yo, man, Cole's like, he's a different monster, bro. Even like Shiv, you know, he was, you know, him being with coaches, he met Cole Bennett. Like, no, man, he's like Cole, super cool guy, but he's a monster, bro.
Yeah.
He does everything quick. His sets are big. Everything's
I
big.
saw him shoot a whole video with an iPhone. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, man. Like the whole iPhone series, I'm like, no way.
I think that was with what's his name? I forgot. It was like a 12-minute song. I forgot his name.
Oh, Baby Tron. The one Baby Tron.
Baby Tron. Yeah, Baby Tron.
Yeah, that one.
Like, this is with an iPhone? Bro, what am I doing?
That even the he did like a couple, like I know he did a video with Ski as well.
Yeah, I think he did like a couple actually. Yeah,
he did like a whole series, and he's like, I'm done with it.
Yeah,
and it's crazy because I'm like, all right, cool, because I did it before, like coming up. I did it with my Samsung Galaxy though, but I did it with it was right after X passed away. They had like an event, like a show for the skins for the album release. Yeah. And I showed up and I just recorded everything on my phone. And I made an edit, and it actually got me. It actually did pretty well. I think it's on my page, but I got hit up by Yes Jules. You know, that definitely gave me like a little bit of network opportunity. So that's why I tell people, like, look, man, just get a camera, as long as you know how to use it. If you know lighting, really, you could do whatever you want. I tell people like, yo, don't sleep on lighting. Lighting is like the best thing you could do right now.
So focus more on lighting than the actual like equipment and stuff. Like
because people they spend like $2,000 on a lens just to get like a brighter image and just to get like that like single focus thing. I bet.
There you go.
I hate the stroke infection. But yeah, so they do all that just to make it brighter, and I'm like, or just get better lighting. Just make it your image is still gonna come out pretty cool. And instead of getting that single focus, I tell you just zoom in. If you zoom in, you're gonna be surprised. I was shooting on between 50 and 100, like just shooting at those focal lengths. They do like a world of difference.
Okay, who are some like dream artists that you want to work with?
Oh, definitely A$AP Rocky for sure. I would love to work A$AP Rocky. I got to work with Denzel Curry, super cool dude, awesome guy. Project's not gonna come out though, just for like behind the scenes stuff. but no, he's really cool. Funny enough, we actually ran into him at in Wynwood one time, and he still recognized us, and he let us go into the club with him. We're like, all right, cool, sweet. So everything worked out. So yeah, so I would say so I got to work with Denzel Curry, but definitely A$AP. Then aside from that, I don't really know who else because everyone I like ends up dying. So I try not to jinx people.
Okay.
So yeah, so I'm like, you know what, man? Right now, I'll say A$AP. And then in the Latin world, Jay Cortez.
Okay.
Yeah, and then rock world will be Green Day or Pierce the Veil.
Pierce the Veil. Okay. I fuck with Pierce the Veil. That's that's probably like one of the few rock bands that's like I kind of like because of like how unique I think they are in comparison to like all the other rock bands. Because even like when you look at classical rock, like there's always the AC/DCs and like the Aerosmiths and like, you know, stuff like that. But Pierce the Veil, like I really fuck with Pierce the Veil.
I like them just because like personality. Like I tend to like artists more when I like their personalities, but also like just their the way they compose their music's really cool. So
yeah,
I just like it. You know, just like I got to middle school, and I think to this day like I've been a pretty consistent fan. So definitely want to work with them. So I say Green Day just because that was like the first rock band I got into. But modern day wise, I'll say Pierce the Veil or Paramore. I would love to work with Paramore too.
Okay.
So
okay. That's dope. That's dope. Shit, it was great having you on. You know what I'm saying?
Appreciate it, bro.
Let the people know where to find you on social media, all that.
Oh, right now it's mostly just Instagram, so it's eccentric_MIA. But I might be changing it to just my regular name, but that's probably be like later in the year. But for now, it's still eccentric_MIA. So just look that up on my Instagram.
Rebrand soon, huh?
Yeah, because honestly, crazy enough, I actually really hate the eccentric name.
Eccentric?
Yeah, because I did it only because at the time everyone started making like El Wavy Lord graded. I'm like, all right, what can I do? So I'm like, I need like a gimmick, and I just
went like a gamer tag like from back in the day.
No, it's not even like my gamer tag was Skate. Goddamn. So it was Skate that was my old gamer tag. So I replaced Skate with eccentric. I just want to Google. I'm like, what's a synonym for weird and quirky? Eccentric. So I just did that. And now as I get older, I'm like, people's like, hey yo, eccentric. I'm like, I hate that name. Like I think when I met Trippy, like my boy's like I'm Wavy. This is Hector. This is Set. No, it's James.
Yeah, it's James.
It's just James. You know. Plus, also I'm like, so I know my last name's pretty weird, but it's Peruvian, and every time I Google my last name, nothing comes up. I think like the most successful like Quispe I found was the captain of the Peruvian soccer team, but not the regular soccer team. It was like the little people soccer team.
Oh.
So I'm just here watching. And they don't play on like an actual like field. They play on like a basketball court. And I'm here like, you know what, man? I'm gonna try to make my last name have some sort of meaning behind it. If not, it's just a bunch of like old like Peruvian like old like really old like people trying to do like small podcasts and stuff like that. But I'm like, you know what, man? I'm just gonna push me. I like being me. So
yeah. Have you thought about like doing content or like starting a YouTube channel or doing a podcast?
I've always thought about it, but it's just that since I'm always working, I just don't feel like I have the time to do it consistently. Because I tried doing vlogging before, but that was like before all the film stuff, and I was pretty consistent. But when something happens in life, I just kind of tend to drop things.
So. Yeah. Life happens, bro. But shit, man. Appreciate you coming on. You know what I'm saying? Whenever you want to come back on, like I said, you're welcome. I'm definitely gonna tap in. You feel me? But yeah, again, appreciate you coming on, bro.
What's up, man? I appreciate you, man. Thank you, bro.
Yeah, no doubt.
Thank you.
No doubt. Yes.